This is the QTV Nightly News, which is also on Q Radio 103.3 FM, and I'm Jacqueline Coley. Thank you for joining us. Here are the headlines. President Adama Barrow has inaugurated the 26-kilometer Karantaba-Ranero-Tabanani Lot 2 project in Fulafitu in the Central River Region North, where he also held a meeting with the community. President Barrow also visited a regional rice value chain development project in Kuntawur, Central River Region North, where a major agricultural project is seeking to expand local production through improved farming practices. 2 new health posts in Budok and Balangar Jalauto in the Central River Region North were inaugurated by President Adama Barrow as part of his week-long nationwide development tour. The Minister of Gender, Children and Social Welfare, Fatou Kinte, has sparked debate after calling for an assessment of whether children engaged in street vending should be considered child labor. In sports news, following an exciting and dramatic quarter-final stage, the women's WAFCON, commonly known as WAFCON, is guaranteed to have a new name on the trophy after several traditional powerhouses were knocked out. As we reach the semi-final stage today, we have a special report on the tournament so far. Those were the headlines. Coming up next is the news in details. Many thanks for joining us. Now, President Adama Barrow has inaugurated the 26-kilometer Karantaba-Ranero-Tabanani Lot 2 project in Fulafitu in the Central River Region North, where he also held a meeting with the community. The project is expected to improve connectivity and access to essential services for communities in the area. Usman Jatta reports from there.
The President received a warm welcome from residents of Fitu Fula. The new road connects several communities, including Jaga Fitu, opening up access to markets, health facilities, and other essential services for residents who have endured difficult road conditions for years. The new infrastructure marks a major change. Several speakers, including Central River Region Governor Usman Ba, Chief Mam Demba Jallo, as well as women and youth representatives, commended the government for addressing the long-standing road challenges in the area. The President was also praised for interventions aimed at improving healthcare and other essential services in the region. National Roads Authority Managing Director Suleiman Sumare Jane describes the quality of the newly completed road. No one thought we would complete this road project, but we are grateful for its completion. The 26-kilometer road has a double surface treatment. It is a standard road, and if you take care of it, the road will be here for several years. Addressing the gathering, President Barrow reaffirmed his government's commitment to expanding infrastructure and supporting development in rural communities.
The inauguration of the 26-kilometer Ranero-Karantaba Road is a milestone for this region. Among other benefits, it will connect communities, boost agricultural productivity, enhance access to education and healthcare, stimulate local economies by attracting trade, investment, and new businesses to the area. All these make this road a symbol of our commitment to the people of Sierra North and a fulfilled promise. I am happy to let you know that over the recent few days, we have noticed an unprecedented wave of development in this region. The distance is spanning from Ngen Sanjal to Njao, Ranero to Karantaba, and here in Fitu Fula, Sane, so that the Sierra North is being transformed. The road connecting Fitu Fula to the main trunk of the Lamin-Koto Road will impact the lives of communities and a large population residing here.
The completion of the road is expected to strengthen connectivity and make it easier for residents to access markets, healthcare, education, and other essential services. Osman Jata, QTV News, Central River Region North.
President Adama Barrow on Tuesday visited a regional rice value chain development project in Kuntawur, Central River Region North, where a major agricultural project is seeking to expand local production through irrigation, mechanization, and improve farming practices. Usman Jata again.
Rice is one of the Gambia's most important food crops and the country's staple food. However, the country still relies heavily on imports to meet local demand. In the fields of Kuntawur in the Central River Region North, the government is hoping to turn more land into productive rice farms as part of its commitment to attaining food self-sufficiency by 2030. The Regional Rice Value Chain Development Project is an initiative designed to increase rice production while improving infrastructure and services available to farmers. The project is being implemented across the Central River and Upper River regions, with a national component valued at about $29.8 million, supported by the Islamic Development Bank and other partners. Tijan Sane is an engineer working with the Ministry of Agriculture.
We have 3 sites, Wasu, Lamenkoto, and Karantaba. So each site is 50 hectares. So here, the intention is to use solar energy to irrigate the 50 hectare. So we have about 152 panels of solar panels.
That means they'll pump the water?
Yes, they will pump the water.
From the river?
From the river, yes. From this main canal here. So this is the pump house. It's going to be about 2 pumps. Each pump is going to pump about 750 cubic meter of water. So it's going to be 2 pumps to irrigate the 50 hectares. So the development right now is at 70% of completion.
The project includes the development of more than 3,200 acres of pumped and tidal irrigation, as well as the provision of agricultural machinery, improved seeds and fertilizer. In Kuntawur and surrounding communities, some abandoned rice fields are being brought back into production. Favanding S. Fatajo is the director of the Regional Rice Value Chain Development Project.
And each panel, as I said, is 58 kilowatts. And not only that, we also provided them with a tractor, brand new tractor, and 2 power tillers, as well as certified seed, 1,500 bags, and fertilizer, 1,000 bags. We are all given to this. And not only that, the community is also trained capacity so that they can enhance their production and productivity. Because we are targeting, and that's the song our Honorable Minister is thinking, that 2030, we cannot miss it. We have to achieve our target before 2030. And if you go to any of these areas, you'll be surprised to see what is happening there. Here is almost completed. We are waiting for the pump.
President Barrow's visit comes as his government continues to place agriculture and food security at the center of its development agenda.
Food security is very important to us. And as food is very, very important, then that means we need to invest into it, into rice production. Because I said rice is our staple food. If rice is our staple food, we are importing about 85% of what we consume. Obviously, that means if the supply chain is affected, Gambia is affected. And I think, as Paul Kagame said, Africans we should learn from the COVID. Yes. When the supply chain was affected, it impacted on every country. Every citizen of Africa was impacted. So now we should learn from that. We depart from that. And I think that is the way forward. We'll give you all the support necessary. The ministry, the executive, we are all part of it.
With irrigation, mechanization and improved access to essential agricultural inputs, the project is expected to equip farmers with the resources needed to increase production, improve productivity and make rice farming a more sustainable and profitable livelihood. Osman Jata, QT.
And more news from President Adama Barrow's store. He on Monday inaugurated 2 new health posts in Buduk and Balangar Jaloto in the Central River Region North as part of his week-long nationwide development tour. The facilities are expected to bring essential healthcare services closer to rural communities and improve access to basic medical care. Usman Jata again from Sierra Leone.
The journey to quality healthcare is becoming shorter for many rural communities as the government intensifies investment in new health facilities, modernizes existing centers, and strengthens emergency medical services. President Barrow inaugurated the new health post in Balangar Jaloto before proceeding to Buduk, where he commissioned a second health facility. Minister of Health Dr. Ahmadulamin Samate said the new health post will improve access to essential healthcare services, particularly for women and children.
The idea of having health posts so that women, pregnant women, can attend antenatal services in dignity, so that children who need immunization can have these services in dignity. The good thing is, where you have these base services, where you have these fixed facilities, that means these services will be available throughout the day and night. And then the minor ailments can also be treated here. People who come with cough, who come with fever, malaria, diarrheal diseases, all those can be treated in these facilities. And there's a standby ambulance. Any case that is not treatable at the level of this facility will be referred immediately. And you know there's also a good road network, so referral is also easy. So all these things are coming together.
So there will be an ambulance here?
There is already an ambulance here,
okay.
Yes.
The construction of the facilities form part of the government's broader health sector reforms under the National Health Policy 2021-2030 and the National Development Plan. The initiative includes the construction of new community health posts, strengthening maternal and child health care, improving medical supplies and enhancing emergency referral systems. The government also plans to equip rural health facilities with reliable water and electricity, improved labor wards and dedicated transport to facilitate timely referrals and help reduce maternal and infant deaths.
The vision is that no Gambian should travel more than 3 kilometers without meeting a health facility, whatever the type, whatever the size, whatever the nature, and with a good referral network. So you see all the things are coming together. All the development agenda is coming together. Health posts wherever they need them to provide services for mothers and their children in dignity. You can imagine, in many of these communities, quite a number of these services would have been provided under 3 shades.
For President Barrow, expanding access to quality healthcare across the country remains a key development priority.
These projects are all social projects, especially the health facilities, because people travel a long distance to access health facilities. That's why we decided to build health posts in remote areas, so that the women can access health facilities easily, and also it can help in their welfare. I think that is basically that is the most important part of it.
For the people of Buduk and Balangar Jaloto, these new health posts represent modern buildings. They provide quicker access to care and renewed hope for healthier communities. Osman Jata, QTV News, Central River Region North.
We will now go for a commercial break. When we return, we have more national, international, and sports news stories. Do stay tuned.
Important news for prospective pilgrims. Ajib Bank Limited, in collaboration with the Gambia International Airlines (GIA), has officially commenced the collection of deposit payments for the 2027 Hajj pilgrimage. Intending pilgrims planning to perform the holy journey with the nation's premier travel operator can now secure their spots early. The initial deposit required to register for the 2027 Hajj package is $400,000. Payments can be made at any Ajib Bank branch nationwide. After making your deposit, remember to present your bank payment slip to the Gambia International Airlines offices to update your records and finalize your registration. As seats are allocated on a first-come, first-served basis, early registration is strongly encouraged to guarantee your spot for this sacred journey. For further details on registration requirements and account information, visit your nearest Ajib Bank branch or contact the Gambia International Airlines Hajj Secretariat.
In today's world, speed matters, but slow internet can hold you back. Now, the future of connectivity has arrived in the Gambia. QCell's Q-Fiber, ultra-fast, ultra-reliable internet designed for the way you live. Stream your favorite shows without buffering. Power your business with seamless video calls. Study, work, and play online like never before. From homes to businesses, QCell Fiber is connecting the Gambia to the future. QCell's Q-Fiber. Get connected today. Call 145 or 300-3779. QCell. We innovate, others follow.
Welcome back. You're watching QTV News and I'm Jacqueline Collie. Now on to the rest of tonight's stories. The Minister of Gender, Children and Social Welfare, Fatou Kinte, speaking during a special ministerial town hall dialogue with children on Saturday, has prompted a debate by calling for an assessment of children selling on the streets and whether such activity constitutes child labor. More in this report by Loliam Kamara.
Children selling water, mints, fruits, eggs and other goods on the streets is a common sight in the Gambia. But when does such economic activity cross the line into child labor? Here is the Minister of Gender, Children and Social Welfare, Fatou Kinte.
The child selling in the streets, that's not child labor either, because if you look at the time that the children sell in the streets, you don't consider that child labor if you look at the real definition of child labor. Even though I don't support children selling in the streets. The children selling nana and water are exposed to violence and many other things. For that reason, I don't support them selling in the streets. The best place for children, we all know, is home and school or the dara.
Minister Kinte, further contextualizing the issue, called for a proper assessment of the circumstances behind children's street vending.
Those children who sell nana in the streets, let's visit their homes and assess the home conditions and know the reason why the children are in the streets selling nana. If it is due to poverty, we have a strong social protection program. That can be extended to those families so that their children can stay at home and go to school. So I think this issue has been raised several times and it's becoming a case of concern. So we are going to look at this, work closely with the Ministry of Trade and other ministries and also GBOS, and try to look at those children selling in the streets.
According to the International Labour Organization, an estimated 30% of children in the Gambia are involved in child labor. Many of these children work in agriculture, domestic service and street vending, often in dangerous and exploitative conditions. This not only deprives them of their right to education and a safe childhood, but also perpetuates the cycle of poverty and hinders the country's economic development. Efforts have been made to address this issue, but child labor remains a significant problem in the Gambia despite laws banning it. This is how Solomon Atibuni, the National Coordinator of the Child Protection Alliance (CPA), assesses this position from the perspective of the Gambia's laws governing child labor.
The most important thing is, even if assessment is necessary, it should go concurrently with protection. We have to protect the children. That's the first important thing. Then we can assess later, because you cannot do assessment later, then you think about protection. They should go concurrently, but protection should be constant. Then the assessment can chip in later.
While poverty may be one of the factors pushing children into street vending, Gambian law makes clear that children's education, health, safety and development must be protected. In the Gambia, the challenge, therefore, is not only to determine whether a child selling goods is a child laborer, but also to ensure that every case is properly assessed and that the law is enforced where exploitation or harm is established. For QTV News, Loliam Kamara.
Next up is international news. Sierra Leone's parliament has approved sweeping electoral reforms ahead of the 2028 elections, but a high-stake legal battle now looms after opposition MPs walked out, claiming the vote violated mandatory constitutional threshold. Mam Nabuka has the rest of that story.
Those against
The bill introduces significant changes to the country's political landscape ahead of the 2028 presidential election, including lowering the threshold required to win the presidency from 55% to 50% plus one vote, instituting a proportional representation system for legislative races, and mandating a 30% quota for women in political leadership. President Bio, who addressed the nation on television ahead of the vote, and his ruling SLPP are fully in support of the bill. However, the passage was marred by a dramatic walkout by members of the main opposition party, the All People's Congress, after parliamentary leaders pushed the bill through using a simple majority vote. The opposition argues this procedure violated the constitution, which explicitly requires constitutional amendments to be supported by a two-thirds majority of all elected members of parliament on their second and third readings, not simply two-thirds of those present. This opposition stance against this had been made clear from the moment the proposals first came up, and they launched a national and online campaign in opposition to the changes. With the opposition refusing to recognize the vote, the dispute has now been transferred to the Supreme Court, whose ruling will determine whether the reform bill passes into law or whether the ruling party must secure broader cross-party consensus before transforming the nation's election rules and its electoral landscape. Mam Nabuka, reporting for QTV News.
And now in sports news, following an exciting and dramatic quarter-final stage which saw many big names fall, the women's WAFCON, commonly called WAFCON, the only certainty now is that a new name will be on the trophy. As the semi-finals are decided today, the 12th of August, this special report by Adedarame looks back on the tournament so far.
With all the previous winners eliminated, history beckons for the 4 teams left in the competition. In the 13 previous editions of this tournament, Nigeria had won it 10 times, Equatorial Guinea twice, and South Africa once. Given what was at stake, perhaps it was no surprise that the quarterfinals of this year's WAFCON threw up such exciting bunch of games. The winners were not only guaranteed a semi-final spot, but they would also secure automatic qualification to next year's FIFA Women's World Cup in Brazil. Morocco made it through to the quarterfinals after topping Group A ahead of neighbours Algeria. In Group B, Ivory Coast came top, also undefeated, ahead of South Africa. Group C was the tightest group and saw 3 teams finish on 6 points, with debutants Malawi topping the group. In the same way that Cape Verde proved to be the surprise success of this year's World Cup, so too Malawi have been the surprise of this year's WAFCON. From making their debut in this competition to making it through to the semi-final and hence next year's World Cup, their progress has been nothing short of sensational. And by the way, Cape Verde's women team were also making their debut in this year's tournament. However, unlike Malawi, they finished bottom of Group D, but celebrated their first goal and their first ever point gained in a 1-1 draw against group winners Cameroon, who also ended their group phase undefeated. Ghana emerged second in the group after edging out Mali on goal difference. The quarterfinals got underway on Saturday, the 8th of August, with Algeria taking on the Ivory Coast, and the excitement and the skills on display in this match seemed to set the tone for the rest of the quarterfinals. Algeria recovered from going a goal down in the first half to secure 2 second-half goals to seal the victory. In the second quarterfinal, host Morocco, as ever, roared on by a large crowd, hung on for a 2-1 victory after taking a 2-0 lead, only to see South Africa get a 67th minute goal to force a nervous 23 minutes for the hosts, which saw them hold on for the victory. The real shocks were to come in the 2 matches played the following day. The first match on that day also saw the first real shock of this round and one of the biggest in the tournament's history. It also saw one of the goals of the tournament. Cameroon shocked 10-time winners Nigeria with a wonder goal scored in the 19th minute, appropriately by 19-year-old centre-back Miriam Nyaju. When the youngster asked her captain, who is almost twice her age, to step aside from a free kick some 35 minutes from goal, most of us wondered what she was up to. The resultant free kick flew past a surprised Nyandozi in the Nigeria goal and proved to be the only goal of the game. Cameroon keeper Michele pulled off a string of saves to keep Nigeria at bay and rightly win the Women of the Match award. In the last of the quarterfinals to be played, Malawi showed that their group stage win against Nigeria had not been a fluke. Despite being the lowest ranked side in the tournament, they did not buckle under pressure even after going a goal down against their West African opponents, with only 7 minutes played. They drew level just 5 minutes later through star player Temwa Chawinga, and then sealed victory in the 79th minute through Rose Smith-Kadzere following a beautiful flowing move. Given their pedigree, Morocco appear favourites to win the competition, but with the shocks seen so far, no one is prepared to predict who will win. For now, fans continue to enjoy some exciting matches with lots to look forward to still. For QTV News, I am Ade Darami.
Wonderful report there by Ade Darami. And before we end, here's a recap of the headlines. President Adama Barrow has inaugurated the 26-kilometer Karantaba-Reneru-Tabanani Lot 2 road project in Fulafitu in the Central River Region North, where he also held a meeting with the community. President Barrow also visited Regional Rice Value Chain Development Project in Kuntawu, Central River Region North, where a major agricultural project is seeking to expand local production through improved farming practices. 2 new health posts in Bodok and Balangar, Daloto in the Central River Region North were inaugurated by President Adama Barrow as part of his week-long nationwide development tour. The Minister of Gender, Children and Social Welfare, Fatou Kinte, has sparked debate after calling for an assessment of whether children engaged in street vending should be considered child labor. In sports news, following an exciting and dramatic quarter-final stage, the Women's WAFCON, commonly known as WAFCON, is guaranteed to have a new name on the trophy after several traditional powerhouses were knocked out. As we passed the semi-final stage today, we had a special report on the tournament so far. And the Malawi fairy tale continues. In today's fourth semi-final, they defeated Algeria 3-1 and so make it through to the final in their first ever appearance at the WAFCON. And just a heads up that in tonight's Youth Dialogue program hosted by me, we have a special focus on International Youth Day, which is celebrated today, Thursday, the 12th of August. That's all for this bulletin. Join us again at 10 p.m. for another bulletin. Thanks for watching.